Hello again, this is Jimmy. I'm going to speak to you today about Florida friendly landscaping. What it's basically concerned is with the problems of saving natural resources, such as problems caused by air pollution, often caused by excessive storm waters. Secondly, water shortages. Don't forget, here in Florida, basically from November maybe until April, it's quite dry. And the third one is the disappearing habitats here. The University of Florida is trying to promote Florida friendly landscaping into communities and into homes such as here, and through the extension services, so that residents and communities become aware of the principles of Florida friendly landscaping. What we're trying to do is to reduce air pollution, conserve water, and enhance the environment. The environments in which we live, our gardens, our yards, our parks, the whole green part of our lives. Florida friendly landscaping is concerned with 9 principles. These principles are not standalone, but they're all interjoined, interrelated and integrated. So principle 1 may be attached to principle 4, 5 and 9. Okay, what would these principles are supposed to save? Time, effort, cash, of course, money, and to protect our future. These principles are as follows. The 9 are: 1. Right plant, right place. 2nd, water efficiently. 3rd, fertilize appropriately. 4, use mulch. 5, what can we do to attract wildlife? 6, manage yard and garden pests in a responsible manner or way. Principle 7, recycle the garden and yard waste. 8, reduce the storm water runoff from our homes. And 9, protect the waterfront. Later on in the second film, I will show you how I have successfully introduced some of these 9 principles into my own home here in North Fort Myers. The first one I said was right plant, right place. We're looking for low maintenance plants. We're trying to match the plants to the site conditions, such as if it's a wet area or a dry area, what plants do we use best? Generally natural plants, Florida friendly plants, low maintenance plants. Low pH, acidic, high pH, alkaline. What plants? Is it windy? Is it windswept, etc.? What plants do we use? Second is water efficiently. You get people there, what they're doing is they water each day. They have systems of irrigation systems, but you only water when you need to, i.e. what it can do is over watering. It does encourage the depletion of our stocks of water, and by the way, it encourages plant pests as well. The third one was fertilize appropriately. Again, people fertilize 3-4 times a year. You fertilize on a basis when you know a plant needs to be fed. Why do you feed them? Because fertilizers just simply provide food for the plants, which encourages growth, faster growth, greener leaves, and more fruit, more drupes, more blooms, more flowers, etc. Mulch. If we place mulch around the base of our maybe trees or beds or shrubs, it helps to fertilize a little bit, improve the soil, it keeps the moisture, and also it cuts down on weeds. 5, attracting wildlife. Urban development, whether it's houses or malls, it's destroying the environment. What it's doing is it's reducing things like it's reducing cover, biodiversity, food stock. So what we're doing is, if we're planting plants that bring in insects, and we're bringing in wildlife, butterflies, critters, mammals, birds, etc. It's beneficial because what we're doing is, if we plant plants within our garden, it does create cover and biodiversity. The sixth one is manage your yard and garden pests responsibly. Basically, this means do not use pesticides every single day of the week. When you've got a pest, identify the pest and then treat with an environmentally friendly pest control system, an integrated approach you need for these pests. 7. Recycle garden waste. Anything that you cut or chop or trim can be recycled either as a compost, or in the case of grass cuttings, leave it there. It provides a source of nitrogen on your lawns. 8. Here in Florida we get a lot of rain, and our water, in fact, here in Florida is from underground systems. So what we want to do is not have the water coming off our homes or buildings leaching out onto the ground, which means then it's going to pesticides, fertilizers, even on this concrete, leaching out maybe things like lime, etc., and all sorts of things. So what can we do? We can collect it in using rain barrels, cisterns, underground storage, big tanks, call it what. It reduces the storm water runoff. And finally, principle 9 is protecting the waterfront. Some of us, we live in communities where we've got a river or the sea, ocean, or call it what you like, or we've got waterfront properties. What happens is, if the waves start an erosion in the bank, which then takes away habitat and home for all sorts of wild life, right? So what can we do is, if you've got a waterside community or a development, what could develop a little belt around your sea walls or wherever, with things like mangroves and things like marsh grass. These encourage insects, which encourages all sorts of things, amphibians, reptiles and birds. So they are the 9 principles of Florida friendly landscaping. As I always say in these videos, don't forget, keep your fingers green and happy gardening.